Well, the little Mazda is done and gone. The white Blazer has been delivered. Those were two of my biggest projects that I had to deal with lately. And we survived the big end of the world solar eclipse. So I don't see why we shouldn't have some fun and get back to business. That's what you say we get back to the 12 builds of Christmas. I believe we are on number 7. So I chose the 1970 GMC with the 502. Reason I picked this one is because it has a much shorter list than everything else. And if we get this one out of the way quickly, that means I'm left with 2 customers' vehicles sitting here. And that is the 49 Ford and the 1970 Mercedes. And the Mercedes will not be coming near this shop until that Ford is done. And I have an update on the Ford parts. These are the parts. Just getting painted for the 49 Ford. Got the grille, bumper, 2 lowers for the fenders, and somewhere here is the little piece for the dash. And we need that little piece so we can finish wiring up the dash. And we need those in the grille so we can assemble the front end. So they are about to get sealed, painted, and clear coated. So we have the bezels mounted in again. I'm trying to figure out where the radiator overflow tank goes. There's no room for it here. Doesn't seem to fit over here. And the battery box in this thing is really tiny. And we need a battery that's like 750, 800 cold cranking amps for this thing. So I would like to see a dual battery setup in this, but scrounging for parts is pretty difficult lately. So we'll address that later on. We're figuring out all this. I believe all this has been rewired, the whole truck. All of the lights work. If I remember correctly, the tail lights were staying on when you hook up the battery. So a little bit of wiring. We have to, we were having dash issues. Could not get any of the dash gauges to work. So the customer went out and bought another whole dash. We'll plug that in and see what happens. I'm in the middle of mounting the glove box. We are missing the cardboard glove box behind there. Got a bunch of new door locks. And I just found the door panels. They were buried in the back of the truck. What else we got? We have the new rear signals, marker lights, whatever you want to call them. We're missing the front still. So he's going to do an order from Brothers Trucks. And this side, there's supposed to be a trim piece that goes around here. And this side has the holes, and this side doesn't. So we're ordering the new trim pieces, and then we'll just have to drill new holes. And I've been hoarding bumpers, and I think this is the one I need. The mounts seem to be the right diameter for the frame, and I think this cutout is what I need for this. This one's a little bit tiny. I think that one's a lot bigger, so it'll fit around there better, and we'll have to paint that black to match the front bumper. I need to throw some mufflers on it, and we got some $20 Red Hots kicking around in the box, so we might as well try some $20 mufflers on a 500 horse big block. I got a front diff cover that needs to come off, get painted and resealed because it's leaked out all the oil. Bunch of little stuff. So I've already got started on it, and this needs to be all lined like the box was. So I'm going to spend another day or 2 on this, and then I'll pull it out because we're going to need parts anyways. So I'll try and get some mufflers on it, get the diff cover sealed up, get a bumper on it, and we're a lot closer to this thing leaving because this thing needs to get ready for snowmobile season finally. So I don't think this thing's going to be around when Christmas comes. I'm going to have to do a whole new list of 12 builds of Christmas. That's the point. Let's get through this list I never finished. So I'm going to get under this thing now. We have a exhaust system that came off of my Jimmy, and I was never happy with it. Somebody in town built it for me, and I didn't like it. Didn't like the welding job they did. So I just kept these pipes laying around, and they fit through here. But because all of this is custom built, this suspension, being it was a 2-wheel drive, they made a 4-wheel drive. And they got these hokey chunks of tube welded in for support because they cut this out for the drive shaft to drop, I guess. I'd have to have a look at mine. I don't know if there's supposed to be anything there, but they put that there for support, and you don't have a lot of room for mufflers in this thing. And then where do you dump them? So you either have to have a whole new exhaust made that will come lower here and pass underneath, but then you get to these trailing arms, it's going to have to go up, or I can just shorten them for now so we can put some dumps down here and get rid of these tubes. Strangely, hang on a second, I'm hung up here. Strangely, I actually have a drive shaft hoop from a 5-liter Mustang that would probably mount here underneath and go around so that if the drive shaft ever blows, it'll kind of hang on to it, and then maybe we can cut these out so that I can have dumps just come off of here. This one's a little snug in there, and the muffler, the wide part, will have to go pretty close to the transfer case, which I don't like, but I don't know what else to do right now. We're just trying to get some mufflers on it to quieten it down, and because the budget's not there right now. And then we are missing the little pan, the transmission, and strangely, I found one just sitting in the corner of the shop. I have to repair it, weld it up, clean it up, spray paint it. As usual, tranny pan's leaking from sitting so long, so at some point I'll have to drop the pan. And then you got to hammer where all the bolt holes were. You got to take a socket on the other side and flatten them all because they get squashed every single time. And then they just leak when they sit around. So I'm not going to do that till this thing is actually ready to go on the road. But I guess I got to pull that pipe off, shorten it, stick a muffler on it. Here's the plan. And yeah, more work than I was planning on. Yep. We got tail lights that are stuck on, but we have a set of cheap mufflers tacked in. And I actually found the door panels, and they're metal, so I can sand them down, paint them. I found the bumper lenses. I guess we should, I was just charging these in the sun. And you can see I can't mount a wide battery correctly in here, and I just realized we need a shroud. Guess I'm gonna be doing some parts hunting. Kind of curious, what is that? What's that one for? Well, let's see what it says. Oh man, you're gonna make me get in it. Oh, baby. Crap. It actually does quiet it down. It gives it a much throatier sound. And I'll throw some dumps on it, but yeah, this thing is so obnoxious. It's crazy. Holy crap. I don't know if any cops are gonna want to hear this thing on the road. We'll see how it goes. So that's what I'm doing, you guys. I'm currently out of work again. No more logging for me. So, we're doing the 12 builds of Christmas.